mid-foot shot. Oh my!
Here to celebrate Georgetown! The Georgetown Raiders are Buckland Cup champions!
The Trenton Golden Hawks, the R. Hewitt Cup champions, are going to Coburg.
Back to Minerva. Shot scores! And the Coburg Cougars are the Royal Bank Cup champions!
Hockey fans around 16 Mile Creek have waited 9 years to hear it. Your Oakville Blades, OJHL Buckland Cup champions.
Well, the battle for the Buckland Cup has commenced. The playoffs kicked off last week, and we've got all the highlights coming right up. This is the OJ Today. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Alex Bastiavansky, and yeah, after 6 months of play, the second season has commenced. 8 matchups in 2 conferences, all vying for the OJ Championship. And let's start things off in the South Division, where the Toronto Junior Canadians were taking on the North York Rangers, the number 1 seed versus number 4. Now, nobody, and I mean nobody, was giving the Rangers a chance in this series, but in the postseason, anything is possible, as NYR proved in Game 1. Game highlights now brought to you by BioSteel. BioSteel, the official isotonic beverage of the OJHL. 32 points separated these two teams in the regular season standings, but of course, in the playoffs, everything starts anew. First period, Cole O'Hara, the nifty little backhander right there. He makes it 1-0 North York. Power play marker that was. No more scoring until the third. Claudio De Gasperis will center for Connor LePage, and Connor ties it up. This one needed overtime, actually, to decide it.
Chasing it is O'Hara. Heisler gets there first. His backhander towards the line. It's kept in. Drive scores. The North York Rangers win it in overtime on a flutter shot from the point. 2-1, the final score.
Okay, Wellington, the top seed in the East, facing number 4 Coburg, and the Dukes draw first blood in the second frame. Ben Woodhouse, watch the sweet little no-look pass right there to James White, and he makes it 1-0 for the home squad. They would add to it in the third. Jacob Breckles, beautiful little wrister from the point. It finds daylight, and the home side had a 2-goal advantage. They would add some insurance late. A great effort here by James White. He had a great game all around. Gets it out front for Brody McDougall, who burns his former team, and that makes it even sweeter, doesn't it? As Wellington blanks the Cougars in the opening game on home ice by a 3-0 count. An interesting 2 versus 3 seed matchup in the South Division. The Patriots facing St. Mike's. This is game 1. The double blue hit first. It actually looks like it's tipped right there, but Ben Lorick getting credit for it with the point shot. 1-0 for St. Mike's. The Pats would respond, though. All kinds of pressure on keeper Sebastian Labora. Finally, Dante Jones beats him to tie it up 1-1. On to the second frame we go. Sweet moves here by Jackson Clark, and the finish is even better as he gives Tirana its first lead of the game. Back come the buzzers, though. It's Lorick grabbing his second of the contest as he tattoos that point shot past Mario Pescia. They were all tied up again 2-2. They continue to trade punches in the third. Jackson Alexiev back to Marcelo Paracao, and the Pats are back on top leading 3-2, but not so fast. Colby Desmond plants himself on the doorstep, and he tips home the offering. It's all tied up 3-3. What a game 1 this was. Yeah, and then
Fleming backhands it back to Paracao, and it skipped on him. Here they come the other way. Gibbons, shot, scores! With 57.5 seconds to go, Pescia got a piece with his right arm, but the puck trickled under, and Gibbons has given his team the lead.
And that's a lead they would hold on to as the Buzzers take down the Patriots to capture Game 1. Oakville taking on Brantford in Game 1. Now, they actually played part of Game 1 the day before, but the Zamboni took a chunk out of the ice, as you can see right there. So the game needed to be replayed. Here's the next day then, and what transpired. Blades on the power play. Mad scramble out front here. Finally, Ryan O'Hara will jam it in on the doorstep to make it 1-0 for Oakville. And then 9 minutes later, the Blades on the attack once again. Jacob King taking the pass and just kind of squeezing it past Colton Idsey, and the home squad was up by a deuce. Brantford gets one back with the man advantage. Curtis Abbott snaps it past Will Barber, and that cuts the 99ers deficit to a single goal. Brantford was trying desperately to tie it up late in the third, but Jack Ricketts puts a fork in them. They are done with the empty net tally, and the Blades win the Game 1 replay as they take down the 99ers by a 3-1 count. And Will Barber making 30 saves in the process for Oakville. Okay, the Warrior Players of the Month were announced, brought to you by Warrior Hockey, the official hard goods supplier to the Ontario Junior Hockey League. And in the Northwest Conference, who else but Kyle Ballers? This guy's just been incredible for the Brantford 99ers this season. 16 points, 5 goals, 11 assists in the month of January for the guy who finished tied for the OJ goal-scoring lead this season. In the Southeast, Brad Summers of the St. Mike's Buzzers earns the nod for the double blue. And Brad had a heck of a February as he put up 15 points, 10 goals, and 5 assists. And the goalie of the month, it had to be Andrew Rose for the Collingwood Colts, soon to be the Blues, actually. Andrew, over the last couple of months, honestly, has perhaps been the best goalie in the OJHL. 6-2-0 record, all the great stats to go with it. Congratulations to all the winners. This portion of the OJ Today is brought to you by Q-Collar, official safety partner of the Ontario Junior Hockey League. And welcome back to the OJ Today. The Pickering Panthers had one of the best turnarounds of any team in the OJHL this season. After missing the playoffs last year, the Panthers showed they've still got claws. They captured the North Division title this time around and were one of the hottest teams in the OJHL heading into the postseason. They were facing the Georgetown Raiders in the opening round, and after edging them in Game 1, they were looking to go up 2-0 on Saturday night. Georgetown's biggest problem all season has been its inability to score goals, and that reared its ugly head once again in the playoffs. Neither team scored until the second period. Nathan Torkia making the nice stop there. Finally, the dam burst late in the frame. Patrick DeMaio wrists it home to give the Panthers the 1-0 lead. It stayed that way until the third period, actually. Georgetown turning the puck over in its own end, and the Cats take full advantage. Elijah Pilasov banging it in to make it 2-0 Pickering at that point. And then DeMaio adds some salt to the wound by adding his second of the contest as they make it 3-0. And Georgetown just could not muster a response on this night. Brendan Manello coming up big for Pickering as he gets the shutouts. And the Panthers take a 2-0 series lead. Number 2 seed in the East, Trenton, hosting number 3 Whitby. We'll pick it up in the second with the Hawks leading 4-2. Nathan Porter calling for the pass, and boom, smoking it past Anand Oberoi. And the Fury trailed by just 1. In the third, they even it up. Ethan Doyle snaking it through, and that would send this one off to overtime, where midway through the extra frame, Andrew Sirius fires it past Connor McKenzie as the Golden Hawks survive a scare from Whitby, and they take Game 1 5-4. Okay, the Junior Canadians were looking to get back on track in Game 2 versus North York. For a while, it looked like that was going to happen. CJ Clark opening the scoring with a weird one. Somehow sneaks it past James Gray. 1-0 JRC. 22 seconds later, Ryan Patosia on the doorstep, getting tippy with it, and the home side up 2-0 after 20 minutes of play. Looking good, but hold on. North York hitting back big time in the second. Trailing 3-1, Miles Perry gets their deficit back to a single goal. And then it's Perry again going hard to the net, stick on the ice. Always a good thing. That tied it, and in fact, they'd go up 4-3 by the break. But the Canadians weren't done quite yet. Matt DeCesare, sick rush here, even better finish. Past the keeper to tie it, and once again, the teams needed overtime to decide things.
Teverberg brings it in, sends it around to the far side. Kalisti is there, coughed up. Rangers will come in, short-handed. It's Tyler Flack with a lot of speed towards the net. Oh, what a goal. Tyler Flack, short-handed marker, and the North York Rangers score short-handed. They're up 2-0 in the series.
Yikes, Canadians in trouble. Burlington and Buffalo were even 1-1 heading into Game 3. This one was all Sabres. 8:40 in. Jeremy Schwartz, the point shot that finds daylight, and it's 1-0. 7 minutes later, Colby Seitz with the sweet feed for Max Rojo, and oh baby, what a shot. Sabres go up 2-0. The Cougars cut the deficit in half with the man advantage. Harrison caught him, the wrister, to make it 2-1 after 20 minutes of play. Second stanza, Buffalo just runs away with it. Matteo Constantini, the tip out front, and that puts the Americans up 3-1. That was just the tip of the iceberg. Burlington can't clear the puck. Buffalo pounces. Sutter Donegan puts it in from a brutal angle. It was just that kind of day for the Cougars, though. Nothing seemed to go right. They get spanked, and the Sabres take the series lead. Well, one squad that entered the postseason on a down note was the Toronto Patriots. From September until December, they were on top of the South Division and ranked as one of the top 20 teams in all of Canada. But since then, they've struggled big time. They'd won only 7 of their last 20 games heading into the playoffs, slipping to the number 2 seed in the South in the process. And they were taking on third-seeded St. Mike's in the first round. This was Game 2. The Buzzers took the first contest, so the Pats were looking to even things up. Peter Fleming gets things going, playing the members bounce off the glass, and he makes it 1-0 for Toronto. Back comes St. Mike's, though. Mad scramble here. Mario Pescia doing everything he can between the posts, but finally, Nicholas Palucci will bang it home. This one needed overtime to get settled. Kobe Desmond nabbing the winner for the double blue as the Patriots just continue to be snake-bitten. St. Mike's takes a 2-0 series lead. Collingwood visiting Stouffville. This was Game 2, and the Colts took Game 1, and they controlled this contest. Crossley Stewart, the floater in from the point that somehow finds its way. 1-0 for Collingwood, and then 7 minutes later, Damon Beaver making the initial stop. Vladimir Duvachensky pouncing on the rebound to make it 2-0 Colts. The carnage continued. Patrick Brown to Peyton Shaley. He puts Collingwood up by 3. Second stanza. Keep your eye on the Stouffville defenseman out front of his own goal here. Adrian Neighbors banks it right off his skate and in. Yeah, it was that kind of day. 4-0 Colts. The teams would trade goals after that. The end result being that Collingwood takes the contest 5-1, and they went up 2-0 in the best of 7 series. Okay, OGA commitments to tell you about, brought to you by College Hockey Inc., official partner of the Ontario Junior Hockey League, and from the North York Rangers. Max Bronstein has committed to a great school, Arizona State. He's going to be a Sun Devil, and he's going to have some fun there, no question about it. He'll begin play in the fall of 2020. Way to go, Max. And from the Mississauga Chargers, what a great story Mateo Pecchia was this year. He's now committed to Western Michigan University, and kudos to him and to the Chargers coaching staff led by Joe Washkarak for doing a great job this season with him. Congratulations, guys, on your commitments. This segment of the OJ Today is brought to you by Troy Hockey. Troy, the official apparel provider to the OJHL. Hey, welcome back. You know, it wouldn't be a stretch to say the Wellington Dukes have been the most consistent team in the league over the past 3 seasons. Now, 2 seasons ago, the Dukes captured the Buckland Cup title. Last year, they made the final again, only to come up short against the Oakville Blades. And this campaign, Wellington is right in the thick of the fight once again, finishing as the East Division champions. And they've gone up 2-0 against Cobourg in the first round, and we're looking to take a stranglehold on the series Monday night. The Cougars needed a win in the absolute worst way, and they get off to a great start in this one.
Zach comes free. Good. Here's a chance now. Lowry's in. Lowry good backhand. Score! Mark Lowry rips it. 1-0 Cobourg.
Kevin Dean with the great call. The Dukes sit back, though. Nice passing here. Tic-tac-toe. Ben Woodhouse, the finish. And they were tied up 1-1. A back and forth they went. TJ Kufis over to Kenny Styles, and the Cats were back on top, leading 2-1. The Dukes went on the power play soon after, where they've been just lethal all season. Jake Gagnon, the man from Pointe-Claire, Quebec, knots it up yet again. Just a minute 11 later, they strike Dawson Ellis soft hands from the tough angle. Wellington takes a commanding 3-0 series lead over Cobourg with that win. Kay Whitby is looking to bounce back against Trenton after dropping game one. Just a $1.07 in. Andrew Siriath over to Tyler Nielsen, and the Golden Hawks go up 1-0. And then leading 2-zip, Colin Vandenherk jumps all over the juicy rebound and makes it 3-0 after 20 minutes. Some hope for the Fury in the second frame. Oliver Tarr threads the needle to Michael Andrews to make it 3-1. Trenton puts this baby to bed in the third, though. Mad scramble out front. Finally, Siriath bangs it over the line. 4-1 the final as Trenton takes a 2-0 advantage over the Fury in the series. Brantford visiting Oakville down 2-0 in their series. And the 99ers strike first. It's the Warrior Northwest Player of the Month, Kyle Ballers, getting the opener. Now, apparently, he was doing a little showboating in front of the Oakville bench right there afterwards. That did not sit well with them. They were pumped up and respond just a minute 30 later. Stephen Whittle ties it up 1-1. Second period, Harrison Israels, the former Streetsville Tiger, bulges the twine and puts the Blades in the lead. And then it's Luke Chore with the nice moves out front. He wrists it past Colton Ince to make it a 2-goal bulge. Moments later, Cam Garvey playing the give and go with Jacob King and then pounces on the rebounds. The Blades take the game and a commanding 3-0 series lead over the 99ers in the process. St. Mike's hosting the Patriots in Game 4 with a chance to sweep the series, pick it up in the third. Jackson Alexiev scores to put the Pats up 5-3 at that point, but the Buzzers just never say die. Finn Brown tips it past Mario Pescia to draw them within a goal, and then with just a minute 5 left, Ayrton Martino knots it up for the double blue. Dramatic stuff, sending this one off to overtime.
Down in the Buzzers' end again. But Jonah Alexander brings it ahead, rolling it in. Alexander, backhand scores! Jonah Alexander, the St. Michael's Buzzers, bound for the second round, 31 seconds into overtime.
Huge win for St. Mike's, but what a disappointing way to go out for the Patriots, who just never seemed to get back on track after falling into a horrible slump this season. Burlington headed south to take on Buffalo in Game 4. Buffalo leading 2-1 at this point in the series. Logan Tobias gets the Americans on the board first on the power play, and it's 1-0. Second period, I don't think Max Wright sees any of this Alex Cicero shot, and he makes it 2-0 for Buffalo. Third frame, Tobias sneaks one past Wright for his second of the contest as the Sabres take it, and we're just one win away from advancing to the West Division Final. One more, Georgetown was trying to stave off elimination against Pickering in Game 4. The Panthers strike twice in the first, though. Shane Bull hits 7 minutes in to make it 1-0. And then all kinds of action in front of Nathan Torchia. Brendan Cirizzotti gets a couple of cracks at it. One too many, as it turns out. 2-zip Panthers. After 20 minutes of play in the second, Georgetown finally scores. Reese Chittenden, boom. That snaps Brendan Bonello's 205-minute, 88-second shutout streak. Unreal. Third period, with the score 3-2, Pickering puts this baby to bed. Shane Bull pots his second of the evening as the Panthers win their fourth straight game, so they advance. It was an interesting season for Georgetown, who had one of the lowest goals allowed totals in the league, but just couldn't seem to score. Pickering wins the game 5-2 and the series. Just a reminder, for all the latest OJHL news, stats, and awesome stories by their feature writers, and of course, to keep up to date on all the playoff matchups, be sure to head to ojhl.ca, the official league website. 60-Second Spotlight is brought to you by Warrior Hockey. Warrior, the official hard goods supplier to the OJHL.
Matthew Falls, forward, Toronto Junior Canadiens.
There in front, Falls does, shot scores! Matthew Falls!
I think every shift, what I bring to the game is just a hard work ethic, good puck mover, good in the corners, battling with my teammates, and just overall all-around game and 200-foot player. When I think of this team, I think we got a great group of guys here. A lot of depth up front and on defense, 2 great goalies, and a lot of guys who like to have fun off the ice, but when the puck drops, we're all dialed in and we know what our job is. This year, I think our team, you know, the ceiling is the championship. I mean, anything else but that is a failure for us, but definitely a finals matchup against whoever's in the East, and I think we can come out on top.
Scores! Matthew Falls doing what he does best.
This segment of the OJ Today is brought to you by Scotiabank. Scotiabank, the official bank of the OJHL. Hey, welcome back to the OJ Today. You know, as the door closes on the regular season and another opens as the playoffs begin, it's worth taking a look back at all the stuff that went down over the first 6 months of play. It seems that every year the hits get bigger, the saves more dramatic, and the goals even prettier. So that being said, here are the plays of the year from the regular season.
Goal, no grandstand for oh my! Andre Anadia blasters Candata to the ice. Finds his man right in front. Oh my! What a save!
Back inside, Costantini has a step forehand move, he scored!
Kept in by Martellacci, his shot, rebound, scored! Oh, what a save! Oh my!
By Ryan O'Hara, and now coming the other way is Frost. Breakaway Frost, short-handed, what a move, scores!
The story, the personal experience.
And now a turnover in front of the goal and swept right through the blue paint by Michael Erdis, who seemed to have a wide open net there for the Panthers.
As Paracal came all the way down from the blue line and up for Luca Tellis. Tellis scores! The Chargers come all the way back from 5-1 down.
To the puck first, here's O'Hara in the dying seconds in his power play. O'Hara
Trying to clear it, he does. It gets by Lewick. Ryan Teverberg coming in with some speed towards it. Oh, what a goal! Ryan Teverberg!
Leaves it for Russell. Russell out to Nolan Lowe, coming low. Chinnington scores!
and a breakaway for the Panthers. But oh my! What a save by Beaver!
Here's Stock moving it. Back pass to Hughes. Wide open, scores! C.J. Clark. Here's a chance. Short-handed Martino coming up with it towards the net. Oh, what a save by Christian Mattiacci.
Lays down the ice. Break me. Shoots and scores!
Gives himself some room, walks off the boards, and on goal, scores! Oh, and a hip check just inside the Wellington line, Ben Addison.
Belgrave had to chase it to the corner, comes around, tried the lacrosse goal, and the referee says it's in.
He gets pinched by two players. Turnover out in the slot. Open guy, fire, scores!
Now for Stouffville, but Bonello really hasn't had much to do. Sirizotti now centers. He finds Leaking. He scores! Braden Leaking!
Russell. Trying to get deep, he does for Nolan Dan. Out front, scoop! What a save by right there as he robs Hernandez in tight. Good job on the back check there by Bigler. Lowry's got it. Lowry curl and drag. Lowry out front. Score! For the Raiders, Spence cuts in. Paul shoots. Oh, what a save by Pavicic. Coming across the Rob Paul. 4-on-2 for Bramer Demeski. Parker shoots. Big save, Torgia. The rebound. Oh my goodness, what a save by Torgia there.
Stadig. Fire shot. Another laser beam from the point at Dirk Stadig.
Wyatt George finally chases down the puck as he comes in, scores. The Trenton Golden Hawks complete the comeback.
Nicholas Romatario back there. He nearly turned it over as it now comes to the back door, and the Northwest is in front. Turning at center ice and a turnover now, bringing it in for the Blades, and an opportunity, they score!
Down as here's Martino coming back in, open shot, oh what a move. Harrison Martino with a great shimmy move.
Here come the Chargers out again with Pacquiao. He had to stop up a little bit as he was checked, but in comes Tellis now. Cuts right to the net. Tellis scores!
Can't hold the line. Vitucci's got an extra step on him. Here's a break down the right side. Vitucci keeps, shoots, and scores! Top shelf, short side.
Defender Will Hernandez out of the shot. Tipped off the shore. Scoops. Scores! It's banged home by Mitchell Hewitson.
Came out fire with an early goal by Christos Rodas. Here comes Alexander. The shot scores! Jonah Alexander.
Ishmael comes in over the line. Spins it back for Jordan Stock. Stock is net. Throws in front. They score!
Forward now for Liam Fadak as he comes in, trying to get towards the net. Great move. Shot scores. Liam Fadak on the power play.
Donahoe down the middle. Blackman's handled it. Dropped it over. Backdoor feed. Scores!
Now it's screwed the other way. Dog it. In front. Score!
McCrory wins the faceoff right off the draw. Shot almost trickles through. What a save by Clark. Wow.
Out of the corner, here come the Menace. Snaking through the shot high. I'm not sure if Stock got the tip, but the Milton Menace will get the win as Holden Rogers. Man, that is one fired up team.
Yeah, and that's all the time we've got for today. But just remember, all throughout the playoffs, you can keep up to date with the league by heading to ojhl.ca. And of course, all of your social media options are there for you to check out as well. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next week.